Well, we'll hope to see them pick up a win here on Horizon, though, as it is their last chance. This could be their last map in Contenders Season 1.
It could. And you can see Darksided getting the choice of side and picking up defense. So no funny business from them. No going, haha, we'll go attack first so we can guarantee ourselves, you know, a bit of a game. They just want to end this, Jordan. They just want to lock in their spot at LAN finals.
They do indeed, which is fair enough as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'd want to go.
It would be shocking for us to miss out on Darksided at the finals. Would have been a very, very crazy result. But things so far are going as expected. USMC is going to be taking away the Widowmaker, which is not something that you might expect to see. But look at
How?
Where did he get that ultimate from?
Did he bring it from last map? I feel like he had it in his pocket. It was left over and he brought it through. USMC doing what he can, almost finding a pick there, but not right this second. But it doesn't matter.
That was less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was very quick, Jordan.
Oh, goodness
there are
me.
a lot of jokes I could make there and I won't. All I'm going to say is that was, he must have done a ton of damage across the board to be able to get that one ready in time.
Yeah, USMC's also got the X-ray vision up and ready. I'm going to be throwing that one out as well. So NoC Predators, option for them here is just to push into it or wait it out. They've decided to push into it.
We can see USMC firing through. I don't really know how much of an impact he's making right now. At least they knew where, Darksided knew where NoC Predators were. Though now getting split up if USMC can find even just one pick on players coming through. We've seen this time and time again. The Widow sitting back, firing onto the point.
This is where it starts to become a little bit more problematic, though, for Darksided. Once NoC Predators are on that point, the effectiveness of the Widowmaker may be nullified a little bit, but Turmo gets a lot of damage out there from his Riptire, which is going to put Noz back onto the Baby Diva and cleaned up quite easily in the end by Mooney.
Yeah, and a few of the players getting caught out here around the side, going to have to race their way back. Special Kid getting low, going to get slowed right down and picked up. Going to stagger the respawns here for NoC and just eat up a little bit more time. Look at that. I suspect that's what Turmo did the first time, right? That steel trap right there on that corner. It always hits someone.
It does indeed. Anywhere around that sort of a part, and you can also see we've also got the Widow's Trap.
Yep.
So a little bit of extra damage coming out from that one. It's going to be nice. Makes it a little bit easier maybe to pick up the kill. Oily will get the shield from Zarya. But still a lot of damage being done here by Darksided. Turmo's charging that Riptire up to 67% again. He's going to have another one this fight.
Oh man, if they keep pushing all the way through, there's almost no point where he doesn't get to keep firing. You can hear a Coalescence coming out. And there's the Earth Shatter as well coming out from Joker. USMC sitting back, being able to do damage from afar. Not picking up too many players though. We're about to get 2/3 of the point capture here, Jordan. Darksided though with a ton of ultimates, surely they just dive onto this point.
Yeah, well Molotov does have that Transcendence. Not sure where exactly he is in all of this. Did he get picked off earlier? Perhaps he did. In the end, we're not going to see those ultis invested in by Darksided, and this is a really, really weird sort of way for this map to play out.
Yeah.
Because NoC Predators are kind of all onto point B, and Darksided is all on point A. What is going on, Ben?
Yes, that was very odd, and this is potentially one of the only ways that I felt NoC Predators were going to get a good pick here, or a good attempt onto the second point. You can see the Graviton Surge coming through. Coalescence was there as well. Special Kid doing a ton of work here on the heels. You see the Bastion coming out now from Turmo. But that goes down real quick. Someone needs to stay on the point here, Jordan. We've got a six stack from NoC, and they're going to capture point 2.
They certainly look like they will. No one getting on there in time. Molotov, a vain attempt. But that was a really big positional error from Darksided. They sort of isolated themselves between NoC Predators and point B. And unfortunately, that meant that to get to point B, they had to go through NoC Predators. And NoC Predators was like, fair enough, we're going to send half our team to the point, start capping that up. The other half's going to sit back here and just keep you guys at bay.
Yep.
There was 3 Darksided players that were not even near point B by the time NoC Predators had at least capped a tick and a half. And Darksided, they just put themselves in a really, really bad position there. Inevitably, of course, NoC Predators come away with the momentum play and just walk onto the point and cap it up. So that's a really, really fast time for NoC Predators. Darksided have actually got some work to do now.
Yeah, they certainly do. That was great work coming out from NoC, and I don't know, I can't help but feel Darksided let that slip away a little bit, getting caught out in no man's land, as you said. And we've talked about quite a lot this season how often your best opportunity for a second point capture on Assault is straight after you capture the first point.
Often you or I suppose in that kind of a position, really, Darksided, they had one or two options. They just had to either decide to commit to that first point, put the ultis in and lose the fight, or win the fight. Regardless, it would have been a better result than what they ended up getting there, which was do neither. They were sort of stuck between two worlds. And in the end, NoC Predators obviously took advantage of that. But for Horizon Lunar Colony, we do see the two caps come out quite often. It is, I would say, the expected result to see both teams being able to cap and us going through to overtime.
That was quick.
That was quick indeed, though, from NoC Predators. But they need to follow it up, right? It is only one round, right?
Yeah.
It's good, but they need to continue that work throughout.
Makes me wonder, was the Widow a mistake from Darksided?
I mean, it's hard to say, really. I feel like USMC did have an impact there. But it was more just, I feel like more down to the positioning there of Darksided. They got themselves really in a poor spot, positionally speaking. They were outmaneuvered really by NoC Predators.
Well, Darksided probably going to be a little bit shook up, Elfishguy, after that one. Let's see what they can do now on attack. They're going to want to put a real good time on the scoreboard right now to reassert their dominance, perhaps, and
triple tank,
re-steady the ship.
Also going to be having the Junkrat there as well, just for that little bit of extra damage. Termo seems to have found himself quite liking playing the Junkrat today. And he's been doing pretty well on it, but NoC Predators also have one of their own. Yeah,
a good Junkrat's always good, as I like to say, as with all good Aussies. Going to push on here onto the point. Termo already at 50% of his ulti. Special Kid almost going down. August 9th. Going to get picked up there by Termo. Finds two. See ya later. And this should be the point now for Darksided.
Yep, really not a great hold there for NoC Predators. You could see the difference between Darksided on their defense and NoC Predators on theirs. Darksided push forward. They hold the high ground. They try to outmaneuver NoC Predators. But NoC Predators are just sitting back on the point. They allow Darksided so much free progression. And that, you could see the difference was, Termo just able to go from one side of the point to the other side of the point, continue to put damage in to all sides of NoC Predators, and inevitably find the pick far easier than he would have been able to had NoC Predators been holding onto the high ground and trying to find their picks of their own. So they've played very reactively, where Darksided were playing proactive, and it's looking pretty good now for Darksided heading into this second point. They've got Earth Shatter, they've got the Riptire, and Coalescence is there as well. Self-Destruct coming up shortly. It's all there for Darksided. They just need to make this push work.
They need to take down this Bastion, and maybe this is something that Riptire is perfectly designed to do. Jordan up over the top. We'll find Aesthetic, at least they'll take that one. Nice pick, Coalescence coming out on attack. Mooney with a great Earth Shatter. It's just the Transcendence now holding them together here for NoC Predators. They're looking for the first third. There we go. 4 on the point pushing through. Special Kid, see you later. And I reckon this is a Darksided point capture, Jordan.
Well, NoC is still alive. He's on very low HP. Eventually does go down there to NoC. To USMC rather, but in the end, he did survive for quite a while. I wonder if that's going to be enough here for NoC Predators to hold out. The trickle is going to start coming in. USMC having a great impact right now, though, on the Roadhog. You can see how much damage he's putting out. Termo has also swapped off onto the Soldier, but here comes NoC with the tank form. The shield is there to greet him, and so too is a D.Va. Not a whole lot for him to be able to do there, to be honest. And at the end of the day, it does seem like Darksided starting to stabilize a little bit here, restoring that equilibrium, Ben. As NoC Predators, they trickle out onto the point, but they just can't get the kills they need.
Yeah, the trickle coming out from NoC Predators was really countered by the respawns coming out from Darksided all at the same time. 5:11 is the clock. They got onto the point almost straight away, and they actually managed to fight through and hold it the entire time once they got on there. So that was great work coming out from Darksided, precisely what we expected to see. Though, now we have to go and do it all again, and 4:24 is not a time to be sneezed at.
No, definitely not. But Darksided, they would be disappointed with themselves for allowing that cap to go through so quickly. They definitely did misplay that one on the first point of their defense. So I'm expecting to see them really have a much stronger defensive hold this time. It's going to be tough for NoC Predators to put up a time that quick once more.
Well, let's take a look at what Darksided will do here on defense the second time around. Doesn't look to me, Jordan, like we're going to see that Widow coming out now. You can see Punk there on the Orisa. USMC going to go onto the Tracer. Yeah. Termo still sitting there, nice and comfy on the Junkrat.
It's a little bit more standard out from Darksided this time. Swilko there as well. Had a pretty good time on the Mercy on Hollywood, getting some nice reses across. And it's going to be, again, the option here for Darksided. For NoC Predators once more, it'll be triple tank August 9th having a look at the Widowmaker, but might just swap back onto the Junkrat if that doesn't work out. And when there's a Narissa on the field, it's going to be tough to get much done with the Widow.
Yeah. With the Porter Shield ready to go. Don't even need to stand behind it if you're a Orisa, if you don't want to. You can see, I'm interested to find out just what Termo's going to do here on this Junkrat and how quickly he can gather up his ulti this time around. We're watching August 9th, but he's actually not doing much at all. And NoC going to get D-Max straight away here by USMC on Tracer. That's not a great start.
So really, really good chase there from USMC. They're going to leave the Baby D.Va alive as well. August 9th gets a tag across there onto Swilko, but Swilko, recognizing the danger, decides not to re-peek that corner. And Darksider, they've just found too many picks here. Joker probably is going to get staggered there as well. USMC, the one to do that job. And that's a really, really strong first point hold from Darksider. NoC Predators cannot get anything done there. August 9th is going to give this Widowmaker another little bit of time to play with, but really don't want to see him hold on to it for too much longer if he can't get any openings.
No, it was so much of a stagger. It was more of a That's how it felt.
It's like listening to you cast.
Yeah, exactly, Jordan. Exactly, mate. That's what I love.
Look at
USMC ready to go. Pulse Bomb. Who's it going to hit? The middle of them. Finds Aesthetic. Does damage across the board. Termo does find Oily. USMC pushes through. Wants to find another one. Special Kid looking low. Looking dead. Termo going to snake that kill. Get back here. Get back here, Baby D.Va. And it's now just August 9th once again on the Widow, holding back.
It was a great Pulse Bomb there from USMC, and when you add the Pulse Bomb and a few Junkrat bombs together, you're going to get a lot of AoE damage for that Death Ball composition. So NoC Predators, obviously, they want to try and stay together. They can get that AoE healing coming out from the Moira and the Lucio. And Darksider very well aware of that. They just take advantage of how clumped up NoC Predators are there. Just absolutely obliterate them.
1, 2, 3, 4 ultis ready to go for Darksider right now. Just Special Kid with the Coalescence for NoC Predators on attack. And this time around, no Widow for the defensive side has proven to be much, much better. We've seen how much more damage USMC has, how much of an impact he's had here on...
same old, really, isn't it?
So dirty. That is so dirty.
If it's not the Pulse Bomb, it's going to be the Riptire, and both of them are going to do the exact same job when NoC Predators are all clumped up like that. And there was a Steel Trap in there as well, which was obviously keeping those players at bay as well.
It's so rude. Just let NoC die. There we go.
Slow and steady. Takes even longer to die when you're out in the lack of gravity.
Well, you saw the Holt coming out, you saw the hook coming out, and then finally they're like, yeah, okay.
I think even Termo tried to boop her with his mine as well. Didn't quite manage to land that one, though. But NoC Predators, they've changed the composition up. They're thinking, this squad tank's not working. We're running at a brick wall, essentially, so let's jump at one instead.
Well, it certainly cannot go any worse, and this is one of their last opportunities now to make their way onto the A point. USMC doing a bit of damage. You can hear the coalitions coming out from the Special Kid. Oh my goodness, the hook comes through from Mooney, and the coalescence is no more. One by one, they get picked up, and now have one last attack here onto the point, Jordan. They're going to have to regroup, and by regroup, they're going to have to wait for everyone else to respawn, because again, they're going to get staggered.
Yep, a lot better here from Darksider than their first point hold. USMC is looking for somebody. Is August 9th behind here somewhere? I don't think that he is. Interesting. Not sure what's going on there, but anyway. The rest of the NoC Predators guys are going to try and, once again, make something happen here against Darksider. But look at how uncoordinated this dive is. We see Joker go in. Meanwhile, Oily's kind of just flying around on the side, probably trying to group up there with August 9th. Darksider, they have allowed a pick to go the way of NoC Predators, but it's just not working in unison right now.
Yeah, for me, it's when you start getting desperate, right? You're trying to go for individual acts of skill, individual things that will get your team across the line. But what you need is all those individual talents combined, and to do it together. You need to do it as one. That's the point of the team game. You can't just dive in by yourself and hope that you pull off something awesome. Maybe you will. But on the balance of probabilities, you've got a much better chance doing it with your team. Unfortunately, as we can see there, NoC Predators second time around not going to be able to grab even 1/3 of a tick, 0% on the board. That means the Dark-Sided, who were successful on what was their first or second push the first time around, now only need 33% to lock down this map, lock down this match, and secure themselves a spot at LAN finals.
Yeah, that's much more like what we would have expected out from Dark-Sided. They just found those picks way, way easier than they did earlier on. NoC Predators, then things started to fall apart a little bit for them. They were, not really working in unison towards the end there. And like you said, they were just trying to go for those individual plays. But you can't really do that in a game like Overwatch. I mean, to an extent you can for certain heroes, for Tracers, for things like that. But when you're a Winston, playing solo, it just doesn't work at all. You don't have the damage, you don't have the impact in those short amounts of time that you need to sort of clear a player away. And he needs the backup to be able to clean up kills. And unfortunately, it wasn't there for NoC Predators. So now Dark-Sided, they have to do is get that first tick on the first point. We'll run the same composition here again.
Why change it, Jordan, really, if it's working? And it certainly worked before. Second time around for Dark-Sided on attack here at Horizon Lunar Colony. Potentially the last ever side of Overwatch Contender Season 1 for NoC Predators, as it looks to me like they are about to get booped out of playoffs.
Does seem like that, and again we see NoC Predators just holding back on the point. They're not doing themselves any favors here, Ben. It allows Tomo to get so much free damage out. He's going to get high ground for free. Dark-Sided get positioning for free as well. NoC Predators, they're just cowering away on the point. They're not taking this fight to Dark-Sided.
I guess it's a big ask. I guess they know that individually the guys on Dark-Sided should be able to take the 1v1. They want to fight as a team. They're trying to do their best here, losing damage across the board, but maybe Dark-Sided goes down first. No! Joker's the one to get picked up there by Spooko in the end. A great charge also coming out from Mooney. Hook onto NoC. See you later. That Diva's gone. And now a Coalescence will allow them to secure that 33%, secure themselves a win here on Horizon, and secure them a spot.
It was a good try.
The top 4. Almost. I was so hyped.
Yeah, Dark-Sided, they've done well today, really. It was not a massive challenge for them. Horizon Lunar Colony took a little while to get done, but at the end, you always felt as though they were going to get it done in the end.
A very big ask.
Wow.
And this is a pretty good play. Look at this. See you later, Bastion.
Yeah, well, this was just the trickle out there from Dark-Sided. Look, 3-0, expected result. Dark-Sided, they'll be happy with that. NoC Predators, you can't really be expecting too much more out of this matchup, to be honest. They at least challenged a little bit there on control, on assault as well. There obviously are some things there that NoC Predators can go back and have a look at and be like, okay, we did this wrong, we did this wrong. At the end of the day, their Contenders run has ended now for Season 1, but there's always Season 2 and beyond.
There is. To Season 2 and beyond, to be fair. And the reality is, look, if you're coming in and you're not sure where you're going to place in your first season, you made it through to playoffs, you made top 4, you did okay, you've locked in a spot for next season. So overall, that's a pretty good result for a lot of teams for Season 1, right? That's
definitely. A trials team as well, There was teams that we sort of all looked at and were like, okay, we're not sure exactly where they're going to be sitting. NoC Predators was one of them. Jam Gaming, the other, we sort of thought was towards the top end of things for trials, and they've ended up securing themselves both a spot in playoffs and obviously a spot in Contenders next season. So I think well done by NoC Predators this season. They've definitely shown improvement throughout the season, and that's really what it's about. Hopefully, by the time they've had a little bit of extra time to now play against the top teams, like, for example, Dark-Sided, that's going to boost themselves up, and by something like a year's time from now, NoC Predators might be the best team in the region. Who knows?
Well, that's it. It's path to pro for a reason, Jordan. If there wasn't a path, you wouldn't have to make a journey. So it's all about progression. And as we talk about progression, let's see how our Season 1 playoffs will progress. That's Dark-Sided coming through to semi-final number 1. Well, they're going to be playing the winner of Sydney Drop Bears and Legacy Esports, which is our next game of the day. This, as we've said, Jordan, is going to be the game that we think has the potential to be closest, though I'm really not sure what Sydney Drop Bears team is going to turn up.
The same can be said as well for Legacy. We're not so sure exactly whether it's going to be the excellent Legacy that we saw in the first 2 maps against Blank Blue, or the really poor Legacy that we saw in the last map against Blank Blue on Dorado. So it's still up in the air as far as I'm concerned, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how Legacy and Sydney Drop Bears do go up against each other.
Yeah, that one's going to be coming up very, very shortly. And for me, as I look through the rest of the games, I feel, Kanga's really going to struggle against Masterminds tomorrow, and so is Jam. Hopefully they prove us wrong, but it's a big ask across the board here. It's funny how it really does feel like we have 4 good teams that are almost on par with each other and 4 teams that just sort of sit below and are almost on par with each other. Maybe 1 or 2 outsiders, but on their day, any team could beat the other.
Well, I would say 4, 1, and 3, but again, it's really just down to the semantics of it, really. I mean, Legacy, it comes down to this match. We can decide whether or not we elevate them up into that, okay, so let's start talking about a top 5 now instead of a top 4, or if we're going to continue to talk about the top 4 if Legacy just gets trounced out of the water here by Drop Bears.
Yeah, well, we have one semi-final team locked in. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's going to be the Drop Bears up against Legacy for that